Hello, Guido here from blockbuilders.net, and today we want to talk about futures trading on MEXC Global. MEXC Global, one of the biggest derivatives exchanges in the world where you can trade futures, and they actually have a lot of derivatives or different cryptocurrencies that you can trade there. So a lot of people are using it, and you also don't need to verify your identity in order to trade there, and you can still withdraw up to 20 Bitcoins per day, or something similar on the same value than 20 Bitcoins. So if you don't have an account yet, I put a link down in the description that you can use to sign up. And if you use that link, you can take part in several different promotions that they do. So first of all, you need to have some money in your account. Usually you will have that in your spot account. However, you need to transfer it in your futures account. And in order to do that, you need to go to transfer here, and then you can easily transfer money between your different accounts. And if you want to trade futures, it's always best to have USDT in your futures account, because most of the cryptocurrencies are traded against USDT. And most of the volume is there, so it really makes sense to have USDT there. If you don't have that, if you have Bitcoin on the exchange, try to exchange it to USDT and then start trading with it. And you can specify the amount you want to transfer from your spot to your futures account. And it's obviously free to transfer money from one account to another, and it's instant, so the money will be there immediately. And the reason why they do that with the several wallets is if you get liquidated on a futures position, only your futures account will be liquidated and will be going to zero, and not your spot account or any other account. So it's kind of a safety mechanism that most of the exchanges are using by now. So that's basically it in terms of money. And once you have that, you can basically start trading. Just go to trade now. And then you can see already the dashboard. So you have the chart here, one candle here is basically 1 hour. You can change that to like 1 minute, however you like. And then you can select your trading pair here. You can also change that back to like 1 hour. Then you have the order book here, in red all the sell orders, in green all the buy orders. And here you can see the latest trades. And here you can see your wallet balance. And that's basically it. Once you decided which trading pair you want to trade, you just select it. You can also select coin margin future here. And that basically means you don't need USDT, and you can have like Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency as collateral in your account and trade against this one. However, the volume is still pretty low, so I would always recommend trading USDT margin futures, and they obviously have way more pairs that you can trade than with the coin margin futures. Next thing you need to do is you need to select your leverage. It really depends if you want to go long. So if you think the price will go up, you go long. If you think the price will go down, you go short. And you need to select your leverage, and you can, for Bitcoin, you can select up to 200x leverage. However, that means if you trade with leverage of 200x, if the price just moves 0.5% against you, you will basically get liquidated and your money is gone. However, with 200x leverage, if you have $1, you can basically trade with $200 with 200x leverage. However, I would always recommend not using a higher leverage than 2 or 3. And you can also select if you want cross margin or isolated. Isolated basically means you can only use the money in that position if you get liquidated. Cross basically means it uses as collateral all the money that you have in your futures account. So if you have several positions open, it will basically use all the money in your futures account as collateral if you selected cross with all of them. However, I would always select isolated when I open up a position. And if you go short, you need to do the same thing as well. And then you can select either a market order or a limit order. A market order is fairly straightforward. You just select how much you want to invest, like 100% of your money or 50% or whatever you like, and then you either open a long or a short, and it will basically execute the trade immediately to the best price available. A limit order is a bit more complicated. So the Bitcoin price right now is at $23,700 US, and you can basically say, okay, if the price drops, let's say $1,000, you want to invest all your money into Bitcoin, then you click open a long, and it basically opens an order here and writes something in the order book, and the order will stay here until that price is reached. However, if the price will never be reached, the order will stay there forever. But of course, you can cancel it anytime if you click on revoke here. And if the order is filled, because the price is reached, then it just moves to open position, and you can find your position here under open position. And as I already said, coming back to the fees, if you do a market order, you are basically paying the taker fee. Here, if you trade futures, it's 0.03%. If you do a limit order that doesn't get filled immediately, you are paying the maker fee, because you are basically a market maker. You are providing liquidity with your open order, so they want to incentivize it. And with the taker fee, you are basically doing a market order. You are taking away liquidity from the platform, so that's why you're paying a fee. And that's basically it in terms of fee. Besides that, there's also a funding rate. Funding rate is charged every 8 hours. You can see the countdown here, and you're only paying the funding rate if you're in a position when the countdown goes to 0 here. So if you close your position in 7 hours, you won't pay any funding, because it's still 7 hours 40 until the next funding rate is charged. And the funding rate right now is positive. That's basically saying that more people are long than short, so that's why they need something to adjust for that, and that's the funding rate. And so if you are in a long position right now, you would pay 0.01% if the countdown here goes to 0. However, if you're in a short position right now, you would basically receive the funding if the countdown goes to 0. And the funding rate can also be negative, and if the funding rate is negative, you basically get money if you are in a long position, and you will pay money if you're in the short position. So that's it in terms of funding. If you have any questions about that, about how to trade futures here, that I didn't answer yet, and feel free to use the comments down below. If you find that video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you don't have an account yet, feel free to use the link to look at the special promotions that they are doing on MEXC. So that's it. Thanks for watching.